Hello class. Today we're going to talk about supporting paragraphs. Here's some study guide questions to help us get started. 1. How are supporting paragraphs structured relative to an introductory paragraph? 2. When do you start a new paragraph? 3. What is a topic sentence? 4. How does a topic sentence function argumentatively? 5. When is an explanatory paragraph appropriate? 6. Where should an explanatory paragraph go? 7. What does the topic sentence of an explanatory paragraph look like? Alright, as I review the answers to these questions, of course, it might be prudent for you to pause the video, write them down, type them up, paint them on a wall, paint them on a canvas, paint it in lighter fluid, light it on fire, however it is that you're going to record the information, that's what you should do as we go through this video. Now, once you've got an introductory paragraph written, it's going to look something like this. We should believe that P, for reasons A, B, and C. Something like that. You don't necessarily have to have 3 reasons, although the rule of 3 is a nice rhetorical flourish. But you're going to have, in your introductory paragraph, a thesis statement, and you're going to present a few reasons to think that thesis. So if your introductory paragraph says, we should believe that P, for reasons A, B, and C, supporting paragraphs are going to be those paragraphs in which you convince the reader that A, that B, and that C. In other words, a supporting paragraph, argumentatively speaking, defends, explains, and maintains one of your premises. That's what a supporting paragraph does. Other supporting paragraphs will defend and maintain your other premises. And together, the supporting paragraphs, they help you prove your thesis by showing that the premises that entail your thesis are true. Now, as you're writing, a very good and very easy rule to follow is this, that you should start a new paragraph whenever you change the topic. If you ever change the topic from one thing to another, if you start talking about how heavy rainfall leads to an increase in disease, but then you start talking about how ecology is affected by rain or something, you should change paragraphs. Move from a paragraph that talks about diseases to a paragraph that talks about ecology, or whatever it is. If you're writing and you find yourself turning to a different topic, a different subject, or a different question, that's when you hit enter and tab, or you do a little paragraph indentation, maybe 5 or 10 spaces, and then you begin a new paragraph. If you don't do this, then your paragraphs will wander and they'll appear to have no structure. Your reader will be going through, and first you're talking about one thing, and then you're talking about another thing, and then it's not clear which thing you're talking about, and they're not going to be clear what they're following, what the argument is, what they're supposed to be believing here. Now, for the sake of organization, we not only take different topics and we group them in different paragraphs, but we also structure an essay further by making sure that every paragraph has a topic sentence. What's a topic sentence? The topic sentence is the first sentence in any paragraph, especially supporting paragraphs, and the job of a topic sentence is to present the whole point of the paragraph. It's to summarize the paragraph in a single sentence. In a way, it's to present the conclusion of that whole paragraph. What do you want to say with that whole paragraph? What's the point of it? Is the point of the paragraph to say that fighting games present a certain hyper-gendered version of people that is appealing to current gender norms, and so their aesthetics are addictive for that reason? If so, your topic paragraph could be something like, one of the most addictive features of fighting games is its use of gendered body types. And then you go in and explain. If one of your supporting paragraphs is going to discuss how being a hunter is much cooler than being a scavenger and that that's the reason why cats are better than dogs, well, a good topic sentence might be something like, the fact that cats are hunters makes them more appealing than scavengers like dogs. You may have to rewrite your topic sentence, in fact. Oftentimes when you're working on a paragraph, You type up a bunch of stuff, you feel like it should go together because it's all on the same topic, and then you realize you need to reorganize because the thing that you said, which would make a good topic sentence, you actually put at the end of the paragraph. That needs to go back to the beginning. That can happen sometimes. You almost never write a perfect paragraph start to finish your first time through. You need to edit those things. You need to read and reread and then see, how does this sound to a reader? Like, let me pretend that I didn't write this. Let me pretend I just picked it up and I'm trying to read it. Is this a good read? You want to do that and make sure that your topic sentence appropriately signals and summarizes the point that you're making for each paragraph. Argumentatively, a topic sentence is kind of like, again, the conclusion for a paragraph. Each paragraph is kind of like its own little mini argument. It has a point that it's trying to make, and in addition to the point that it's trying to make, it has a series of assumptions that it's trying to make it with. So that's what a supporting paragraph is, and that's what a topic sentence is. There's another type, or a special type of supporting paragraph, which we're going to call an explanatory paragraph. An explanatory paragraph, like the name suggests, is not a paragraph where you present and defend one of the premises to support your thesis. An explanatory paragraph still, though, does something else that's necessary. It tells the reader what on earth you're talking about. You might be writing a paper about music therapy. Or perhaps you're writing a paper about TTRPGs. You could be writing a paper about any of these, and there's a chance that your reader has no idea what you're talking about. Well, you can't tell them what you're talking about in the intro paragraph. That's where you're supposed to be brief and just say what your thesis is. And you don't want to tell them what you're talking about while you're defending your premises. Explaining and defending at the same time are really hard to do. So you need a separate paragraph there to just tell your reader what on earth it is that you're talking about. If you're doing a paper on kaiju, you might want to say, well, what is a kaiju exactly? If you're doing a paper on physical ed, you might want to talk about what phys ed is. If you're doing a paper on musical therapy or aromatherapy, you might want to talk about what those things are. But you want to do that in their own paragraph, which is an explanatory paragraph. The best place for an explanatory paragraph, at least if you're explaining something that's central to your thesis, is right after the intro paragraph, right? So you've got your intro paragraph, and it talks about how international sanctions against Iran are morally wrong. And then the next paragraph, you talk about, by the way, what are sanctions? And you explain what sanctions are. You'll tell your reader that sanctions are not a peaceful alternative to battle, that sanctions involve blocking food from getting into a country, that they harm civilians directly, that they're actually used to target civilians, and that in many instances they're actually considered war crimes, right? And that would just be an explanation of what sanctions are before you start making your point you want to make about them. So an explanatory paragraph, it's a paragraph that tells your reader what on earth you're talking about, and it usually comes right after you've introduced your thesis, so that your reader can properly contextualize and follow along with you when you defend that thesis. Now, do explanatory paragraphs have topic sentences? You betcha, absolutely. Explanatory paragraphs definitely have topic sentences. The topic sentence of an explanatory paragraph is going to, well, summarize the basic idea of the topic. If the basic thing you want to say about sanctions is that they are food blockades, and then you explain it in those terms, well, a good topic sentence is to say sanctions are food blockades. If you are talking about musical therapy and you need to explain to your reader that musical therapy is a type of psychological treatment that focuses on music appreciation instead of interpersonal dialogue, you'll want to say something like that and then explain a little bit. Notice, again, the topic sentence is still doing the same thing. It's sort of summarizing the whole paragraph. It's saying what the whole point of the paragraph is. In that sense, topic sentences are not different for explanatory paragraphs or supporting paragraphs. Now, as we write the essay, and as you're working on it for this week, you are supposed to add a supporting paragraph, add at least one to your essay. So that's what you'll be working on, and as you're working on that, please feel free to defer back to this video, and also to email me if you have specific questions. I'm getting feedback to your writing as quickly as I can. I hope that it is useful for you. It's very detailed feedback. I'm emailing you individually. And I will be in touch. See you next time. Thanks for watching.